follow a structure of videos where I'll do like a video for the series I'm doing, like Opera Archaeology, and then I'll do like a one-off video in between, kind of just keep something going. And I didn't really know what to talk about, and I heard about this site somewhere a while ago, and I looked into it a tiny bit, and I mean when I say that this shit is fucking fascinating. It took me quite a while to actually script this video because the only place that I've really seen talking about in any sort of depth is scientific research papers, and it was a nightmare to go through all of them. But today I'm going to relay all of that terrible information to you in a much more entertaining fashion. The Saruti mastodon was discovered in 1992 by accident, as so many archaeological sites are. It was discovered near San Diego, California during the construction of State Route 54. I would now like you all to go forward in the comments over whether or not it's route or routes. I will firmly defend route because that is correct. A backhoe operator who's working at the site stumbled upon some sort of faunal assemblage while digging through a silt layer. I also thought this would be a good opportunity to like that vocabulary. Faunal assemblage. Pile of dead animals. I also know what you're thinking, and the backhoe operator who's working at this site is probably not Steve, who discovered the log bodies, though I wish it was. I pray for a world with the archaeological canon where there's just one backhoe.
God, I love GTRs!
Covering all the bones. It's like, man, I can't keep working these fucking sites. Last place I was at, I dug up a human skull. I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna go to sunny California. Holy shit, it's a mastodon. Now, like with pretty much any construction job, once bones are found of anything, the construction is immediately halted and an archaeologist is called. In this case, that archaeologist was none other than Richard Saruti from the San Diego Natural History Museum. And the site was immediately found to be one of potentially archaeological significance. And it was subsequently dubbed as the Natural History Museum 3767. I told you, archaeologists are not good with snappy names. What the fuck does that even mean? Now, at first, the site was considered to just be the remains of some sorts of Ice Age fauna. The site contained the remains of a dire wolf as well as an extinct species of Ice Age horse. But very quickly, Saruti noticed that there was some anomalies among these bones. Among these were the partial remains of a disarticulated mastodon. Vocab word. Disarticulated in archaeology refers to pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It means that it's all strewn about and was...
Everybody fucked that up except for my first run.
Skeleton.
Holy shit.
Saruti noticed that the remains of the mastodon...
Thank God y'all suck at cornering.
For example, the oral heads from two of the leg bones had been broken off and were found touching one another. And all of the bone assemblages were very dense. As you can see here, there weren't a whole lot of bones of this mastodon found, but what was found was oriented in incredibly close proximity to one another. And as I mentioned before, this particular site was found inside of a silt matrix. Matrix is the fancy word for a layer of soil sediment. So the layer that was found was a silt layer, which was very finely sorted, pretty much just dust. And the layer above it, I think, was a fan, which is one of the bad ways. What was very unusual is that around these very dense clusters of bones in the silt matrix were found large cobbles. Now this is very unusual because a system which is depositing a silt layer clearly does not have enough motion in order to deposit cobbles. So finding one in this layer is unusual because it means that typically it would have been placed there. And the fact that it was found in such close proximity to these disarticulated mastodon bones was very eyebrow-raising. And the fact that these cobbles were found in the clusters of mastodon bones would suggest that they were used by early humans in order to break the bones open. And sure enough, these hammer and anvil stones showed evidence of flaking and hitting from being smashed against one another. There was evidence of percussion flaking, which is when a stone is broken by hitting it against another stone. High-tech stuff. But it did not appear as if any of these flintics had been intentionally cut in order to make them sharper. It just sort of happens when you bang stones together and they break. And to add validity to this, on the site they actually found refitting shards, which are the broken off pieces of stone which just fit back onto the paramaterial like puzzle piece. Again, very unusual that this was found in a silt matrix where something had not only deposited but broken a cobble, but then not had enough energy to these small shards away. And the one which stands out to me the most is the fact that they found one of the mastodon's tusks sticking straight up. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think that nature believe that this wasn't done by, heavy machinery or something like that. The fact that it goes through so many depositional layers suggests to me that it was placed like that. So many of these finds obviously initially pointed Dr. Cerruti and his team towards labeling this as a mastodon kill site, a place where ancient humans had used cobbles and anvil stones in order to break open mastodon bones to get at the marrow. But cobbles and anvils are fairly primitive as far as North American lithic history goes. Again, I don't have to draw them here anymore, but our previous benchmark were the Clovis points, which despite looking like, a sharp rock by today's perspective, this was some high-tech shit at the time. It took a very skilled craftsman a lot of time in order to make something that is that precise. Whereas at this site, it looked more just like using whatever you could find and smashing shit. So because there was no evidence of modification or any sort of industry on these stones, it could suggest that it is far older than the Clovis points. And now we get to everyone's favorite part, dating the site.
This week only, March 2000, the Dr. Podcast 699.
I'm not an artist for a reason. You like my mask on? Considering geeks and science in here, because the Cerruti Mammoth was dated using a series disequilibrium dating. This dating method is also known as uranium equilibrium dating, or simply U dating. I don't know. Are you dating?